Good morning, everyone. Hopefully, everybody had a great Wednesday, a great hump day. Hopefully today is Thursday. At least I think it's Thursday. We're going to give it a few minutes for a little bit of the crowd build up there. As you guys notice, I do have the donation website pulled up. There's a link in the description, guys. If you haven't given yet, every dollar does count. We need to bring in some more cash for this family. John is up and moving around. I saw pictures of him walking yesterday. So they're going to make a recovery, but once again, that breadwinner is not going to be able to go out there and do anything for the family for a period of time, guys. And we need to knock this out faster than what I'm seeing. I am to give the shout outs to we got Rose Stroller, who actually wrote some very nice stuff. Where we got here, an anonymous Donna Gibbs gave $100. Donna, you are the shiznick today. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Where we got here? I mean, we just have a lot of anonymous people. Bradley Collins gave 30. Light Raider, we went through that. But we really need more donations right now because this family needs our help. I mean, this is, I don't, honestly, there's like over 100 people watch these live streams every day. And I don't understand how, I mean, is it a problem with the website? I don't understand why they can't give 5, 10, $20. I don't understand. But it is what it is. It is what it is. We're going to get this money out to her as soon as we can get it up to a reasonable amount because frankly, guys, we can do better and we should be doing better. Okay, so lecture's over. We're going to go ahead and turn this stuff on right here. And these are the wrong buttons. I think that's it. That's the button I'm looking for right there. Once again, I have to, one man, we got to turn those things off right there. Where are we at here? Let's see here. Smash that like button, guys. I don't ask for it enough. I know people will do it inside the streams. But let's smashing that like button up front brings more people in here. We can get the word out to more people about the preparedness world and things that we are doing. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and minimize some of this stuff on my screen. There we go. I need to adjust this chat for the Rumble side. I'm going to pop that baby out, stick it over here so I can see it while I'm talking to you guys. And we've already got the poll up this morning, and the poll is pretty simple. What aspect of government overreach concerns you most as a prepper? And right now, loss of personal freedoms is number one at 50%. We've got surveillance and tracking at 30%, seizure of preps at 20%, and 0% think that increased regulations is an issue. Okay, so, and obviously that poll will change. It's got 10 votes in it already, so no complaints there. No complaints there. If somebody could do me a favor, let me know how many thumbs up we have on the YouTube side. I appreciate it because when I'm doing this, I cannot see it. Go and let's see here. What's the score? The score's dead even, 12-12. So we're going to go ahead and start with the Rumble because I think they were actually the very first feed. Andy Pearson was first. Good morning, y'all. West Virginia Pappy. Sup. And let's see, who's the turd? Good Boys Guild, you are the turd. There we go. All right, let's go on over to the YouTube side here. They've been chatting in there for a good 10 minutes, I think. Looks like Bradley Collins was first. Rose was number 2. Rose, I want to thank you for your donation. Everybody's donation is very important, but Rose kind of knocked it out of the park. Sharing is caring. Let's see here. Difficult survey today. Yes, it is. We got Cool Colt. Cool Colt is saying, good morning, my friend. Good morning. Membership has its privileges. Bradley says, yeah, he is really putting some thought into them, but he said it boils down to just a consensus of what we think is important. So if your answer isn't the top pick, you can reflect on it. Yes, exactly. You know, the polls that I'm using are generated so that they make you think. They make you think. And then as we talk about this particular subject, the poll is going to change. So it's like you may think one thing in the beginning, but you might think something in the end. And it's not me trying to sell you an idea. It's getting your brain housing group fired up, getting things fired on all 27 cylinders. You know, you got to get that thing rolling in the morning. Okay. Well, let's see here. We're going to go ahead and take that down right there. We've got Debbie Chandler, West Virginia Pappy is omnipresent. Let's see here. Man, I got a lot of stuff to read here. Bradley Collins is in the house. Good morning, Bradley. Nice to see you. Asking about old Catitude and her husband, and we were just talking about that. Light Raiders in the house. Bradley says 5x5. Tina Prince is in here. Ian, Star. I've not seen you in forever. Star. I have been looking for my Maple Leafs. I have been looking for you guys everywhere. And we've here in America, we actually think that you guys have been like snatched up by the Black Bag Brigade, because Alan disappeared and then you disappeared, so we're worried about you. And I was actually in I participate in a Canadian-based space on X as often as possible. It's called WogPog, but I was worried about you. Star. So hopefully everything's going okay. Let's see here. Ian, 810. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. And Jordan is here now. Gotcha. I appreciate you. If you haven't hit that thumbs up button, guys, do me a favor and hit that now. That will help. I'm going to go ahead and turn that off as soon as I can find it. Where's it? It's in banners. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and turn that off, and I'm going to turn that off. So we have a nice clean slate now. All right, so we're up to 12 votes on the poll, and loss of personal freedoms is 58%, and we've got surveillance and tracking at 25%, and seizure of preps at 17%. All right, so we're going to take a sip of coffee. I think we got enough good mornings in there. There we go. All right, let's see here. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and drag that. All right. I think we're ready to go here. So I've been really thinking about the news lately and how it makes people feel. And I put out a message yesterday. I can't remember if it was the members only side on YouTube or if it was out in the open. But I'm doing a lot more videos like that now on the member side. So if you're not a member yet, I recommend that you get over there because we're going to be covering more of these types of topics, as well as more in-depth stuff. For instance, I'll be doing the suture video today, and that suture video will have the what's in the box, what I think of it, and then we're going to start suturing, but then I'm going to actually be doing like detailed suturing for the members only side. So if you're not a member yet, I recommend you do take advantage of this. Let's see here. And basically I've knocked it down to some of the 10 things that make us think about the news. Now, politics is just too easy, guys, because it's everywhere. But we have to Paradigm Shift says, I watch the news for the comedy it provides. Good morning, my friend. All right, so let's go ahead and knock this off. Let's make the easy ones. The first one's the easy ones, okay? Natural disasters. Now, natural disasters such as earthquakes, hurricanes, and floods significantly shape the mindset of preppers. They highlight the importance of being prepared for unexpected and catastrophic events. The unpredictability and potential severity of these disasters drive preppers to have emergency plans in place. Stocking up on supplies and ensuring safety measures are key aspects of their preparation. Now, specifically, earthquakes, building structural safety, emergency kits, family meeting points, first aid training, and emergency communication. Remember, guys, this is not about just talking about what's happening. We're talking about how to prepare for it. Also, if you guys don't remember, the way this works is I talk about a subject and you comment about it, and then I talk about your comments, then we move on. Hurricanes, boarding up windows, evacuation routes, securing outdoor items, power outages and water storage. Floods are always fun. Ask the people in Texas. They pretty much think floods suck. Sandbags and barriers, waterproof containers, elevated storage, water purification methods, and knowing local flood zones. That last part is probably the most. Do you live in a flood zone? Are you in the flood plain? You should probably know if you're in a flood plain. Wildfires, creating defensible space, fire-resistant materials, evacuation plans, emergency alerts, and respiratory protection. We've talked about this before with the field protective masks. Guys, you can actually buy filters that are designed to filter out smoke particulates. It's just that easy. It filters out smoke. could be the only way for you to escape. Yeah. Tornadoes, safe rooms, storm shelters, weather monitoring, emergency drills, and securing heavy objects. All right, let's see here. Going to go to the chat here. Paradigm Shift says hurricane season here. Time to build the Super Dobe bunker. These structures are earthquake resistant too. I have about 1,000 large sandbags. I got you. And Laser saying good morning. Good morning, my friends. Let's see. Here's Virginia Pappy says battery power and hand pumps. Yes, these are definitely add-ons. Frost can tell you he's still pumping out his carport down there in Texas. And matter of fact, I need to check on him. I haven't heard from him in a couple of days, but I'm sure he's doing fine. He's sending us pictures about how he's living out of his water totes and solar power and doing dishes. And I mean, he's just, I think he's probably having way too much fun. That's probably what's happened. Paradigm Shift says super Adobe. I got you, bro. I got you. Okay. So with that said, let's go ahead and move on to the next one, which is near and dear to my heart. Economic collapse. Boom, boom, boom. Preppers are deeply concerned about the possibility of an economic collapse. They understand that such an event could lead to widespread unemployment, shortages of essential goods, and civil unrest. Preparing for economic instability involves strategies to maintain self-sufficiency and security. These include both physical preparedness and financial preparedness, which nobody does. Nobody does. I don't know why, but nobody does. Stockpiling food and water. Long-term storage, shelf-stable items, rotating supplies, bulk buying, and gardening. Precious metals investment. And guys, I'm starting to talk to you guys about investing in land. It's important. Gold, silver, barter value, security, and market trends. Those are all magical catchphrase words that basically say that in the event of an shtf situation, you could come out on top. That's what it really means. Alternative currencies, bartering, digital currencies, local exchange trading systems, community currencies, and resource-based economies. Yeah, resource-based economies. I'll give you a chicken for 20 shotgun shells. That kind of thing. Hint, hint. Job loss preparation, emergency funds, diverse skill sets, side hustles, community support, and budget adjustments. The big one is budget adjustments, guys. Security measures, home fortification, self-defense training, security systems, neighborhood watch, and emergency plans. I will be actually doing a video. Hopefully I'll be able to knock it out today. I don't know when. We'll see what happens, but I have a video planned where I'm going to be updating my kit right there, right that over. It's so hard to do. That thing over there, I will be updating it, and that will go out to the members only. Let's see here. Pandemics. COVID-19 pandemic. I can't believe I just said that on YouTube, but okay, we're not going to talk negatively about it. But the COVID-19 pandemic highlighted the importance of being prepared for widespread health crisis. Preppers prioritize having medical supplies, understanding contagion prevention, and having contingency plans for isolation. They recognize the potential for pandemics to disrupt everyday life and supply chains. Their preparations focus on maintaining health, hygiene, and access to essential goods. Some of those things are medical supplies. You know what? We're going to stop. Let's go ahead and stop because I noticed you guys just put some stuff in the chat there. The closest river is 1.5 miles and 100 feet elevation. Flooding is not snuck right in on me. Drink. Flooding is not my major concern. I got you. I got you, bro. But here's the thing. Knowledge is power. The fact that you know that means that you're paying attention. But what about the tributaries? What about the streams that don't pop up unless the things do flood? You should know those too, and hopefully you do. And what Ian is basically saying is that you should know your water sources around you and where they flow. Let's see here. Ian says junk silver, 90% quarters and dimes. I got you, bro. Rose says tornadoes may be only concerns. Have alternate heating sources and generator for severe winter. Yes, definitely. Hardaway, Alaska. I don't recognize you. Thank you for for coming in here. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. I'm here every day, Monday through Friday. Morning, everyone. Up at 4:30 to work out. Stay fit, preppers. I got you. Got to work them old bones out. It sucks, but you got to do it. I know I need to lose a little bit of weight, and that is for sure. My age is starting to catch up with me. I'm slowing down, but I could just fix that with a little PT that I'll absolutely hate. So, Hardaway, Alaska, welcome to the stream. Hit that subscribe button. Everybody hit that thumbs up button. Things are going to be good. Where we're talking about that thing that we cannot speak about, that obviously I spoke about. I'm going to look later and see if there's like one of those little banners at the bottom of the video on YouTube to see if they decided to do that. But some of the things that we're going to use for those preps are going to be medical supplies. We're going to talk about, believe it, whether we like it or not, masks, gloves, sanitizers, over-the-counter medications, and prescription medications. Prescription medications, huge, guys, huge. Is it over there? It's over there. That green thing right there, that Jace case. Guys, if you don't have a Jace case, I recommend you do get one. But if you, how do I put this? You should be looking at your long-term medical preparations. Now, if you actually have a medical condition that requires you to take medication all the time, then you should probably be looking into what they call Jace Daily. Jace Daily is a prescription service that sends you a buttload of your medications out, and then you can treat it like a medication pantry, and you can cycle through that instead of going every so many days, weeks, months, whatever it is, to the pharmacy to get your medication that you need to survive. I do recommend using Jace Daily. Also, will get 10% off from Jace Medical if you use the code LocalPrepper10. Jace is also a sponsor for Prep Stock, and we'll be giving away not one but 2 Jace cases. Yeah, that's going to happen. Those are like, I want to say they're $3.99 now. The prices have gone up. The price of everything has gone up. I have, what was it? I went to the grocery store yesterday, and I got like 3 things of the lowest bags of coffee. They were like $6.99 or something. I got a frozen pizza, and I got like some kind of like one of the small Red Bulls, and I got something else too. I can't remember exactly what it is, but it wasn't anything expensive. It came out to over $50 damn. Absolutely insane the amount of money that we're paying right now. So okay, let's see here. Now that we're off medications, let's talk about hygiene, hand washing, disinfecting surfaces, personal protective equipment, sanitation protocols, and waste management. Guys, sanitation protocols. It's more than just washing your hands. Now, at some point, we all have moms and dads, and they've always told you to wash your hands before this or wash your hands after that. And they're right. And we didn't like it, but we probably should have been doing it. And I hate to say this, but a lot of the stuff that moves around in our world that can make us sick has a lot to do with, sanitation protocols, and I think that we need to get back to basics. We need to get back to basics, and we need to teach our kids and our grandkids to get back to basics. With that said, keeping your kitchen clean, keeping your dishes clean. You know what I'm saying? Having, whether you like it or not, doing the dishes before you go to bed is actually a good thing. Throwing out food, I hate to say this, but throwing out food that's gone bad. And unfortunately, a lot of food these days goes bad, but, we're starting to get to that point where we're like, I'm hungry and I'm going to eat it and I'll take my chances. So you might actually need a Jace case. If for God forbid, we have to do what they call an isolation plan, We should be looking at the possibility of home quarantine, remote work, homeschooling, communications tools, and mental health strategies. Mental health strategy is going to be big. We already know that we damaged our children, that we put them behind so far, and that trying to get them to like want to go to school again has become difficult, but it's something we can overcome. Food and water for long-term storage, delivery services, local sourcing, gardening, and dietary needs, information services, reliable news, government updates, medical advice, scientific research, and community networks. The key one out of there is medical advice. That's telemedicine, guys. You should have a plan to use telemedicine. It's like we've got to the point in our world where we can kind of go, there's everything. Everything's available to us. I'm not even going to worry about researching. I'm not going to worry about anything until something goes wrong. And when something goes wrong, then I'm going to Google it, and then I'm going to click this, and then all of a sudden I'm going to be talking to a doctor. I'll have an appointment in like 15 minutes, and then they're going to like, okay, go to your pharmacy. Where's your pharmacy? Go to your pharmacy. And that's all convenient, but why not have an actual plan, an actual link, an actual email or address, an actual, oh, by the way, instead of having to go and like set up your profile, why not have that already ready? Just saying. I'm just saying. Okay, let's see here. I'm going to check out the chat here. Paradigm Shift says, anyone else believe in those small 12-volt diesel heaters? I have two. One is a backup. Yes, but they can be nitpicky. The cheap ones that are made in China, they are hit and miss. Some are great, some are not. Some of them have issues with being noisy, if that's an issue for you. But they do work, and they burn. They run on drips of diesel and create lots of heat. The more expensive ones, they can be up to $3,000. They are the best ones. They're the best ones for a reason. You get what you pay for, that kind of thing. But those heaters are absolutely awesome. You may have to they're going to get dirty. They're going to have a combustion chamber that is going to have to be cleaned, sometimes replaced, but just be aware. Any person says, I like the concept of those heaters, just have not pulled the trigger to get one. There you go. Where we got here, Bradley Collins says, reliable news. That's cute. There you go. Billy King, good morning, my friend. It's getting real, my friend. Yeah, it is. It is. And the tone is changing, guys. Like I said, for these live streams, I'm just trying to stay focused on preparing, on people getting prepped, on giving it advice, so that if something goes down, that they're ready, and then for the members, it's actually more detailed. It's more I wouldn't say political, but I would say like more in your face, more, you get what you pay for, guys. You get what you pay for. Let's see here. Rose says, disturbed by people flushing people flushing public toilet with their foot. Grab some extra TP and do by hand. Don't put your dirty foot where someone else may touch. Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's a little, I would say that's 50-50, Rose. It's people don't want to touch it, but yeah, you're right. They can just grab some paper. It's free. Let's see here. Billy King says, I like my good old buddy heater. Yeah, just watch out in those confined environments. Those buddy heaters are awesome, but they eat oxygen. So if you're in an enclosed environment with a buddy heater, it's actually eating the oxygen that you're breathing. So make sure that whole stay ventilated thing is kind of important. Let's see here. I think that's good for the chat. We're going to go to civil unrest. Civil unrest. Before we do that, let's go ahead and check the poll. Man, I wonder if this is, I didn't take my brain pill this morning, so maybe we'll see how the day goes. The question of the poll was, what aspect of government overreach concerns you most as a prepper? And a loss of personal freedoms is still number one at 53%. Where we at? Surveillance and tracking at 29%. seizure of preps at 18%, and increased regulations is still 0. You're not worried about regulations. I got you. West Virginia Pappy says the salamander or smudge pot for a salamander or smudge pot for ventilated areas. I got you. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and hit this, and we're going to take a sip of coffee. And we're going to check the score. Currently, Rumble is winning 16-15. Got a huge crowd in here today, guys. Honestly, for the lack of people, I blame myself, because this is not YouTube suppressing me. This is the mindless of the mindless people who are not being satisfied by a super in-your-face thumbnail or a title that gets your attention. It's just facts. So, civil unrest. Preppers consider the potential for civil unrest due to political, economic, and social issues. I would say this could be one of our number one fears right now. They prepare for scenarios where public order breaks down and personal safety becomes a primary concern. This involves understanding the causes of unrest and having strategies for staying safe. I could never be on primetime TV. I'd be too busy doing that. We're gonna reread that one. That wasn't fair to you guys. This involves understanding the causes of unrest and having strategies for staying safe. They focus on situational awareness, escape routes, and community defense. Yes, absolutely, 100%. Security systems, home alarms, surveillance cameras, security entry points, panic rooms. We talked about that a couple days ago, I think, maybe even yesterday. And neighborhood watch. Safe locations, bug out locations, secondary homes, remote cabins, rural retreats, and hidden bunkers. Self-defense, firearms training, martial arts, non-lethal weapons, personal protection devices, and legal considerations. Communication, emergency radios, encrypted messaging apps, family signals, community networks, and information gathering. Supplies, non-perishable food, water, medical kits, fuel, and clothing. All right, guys. This is one, I honestly believe that civil unrest is probably one of our biggest fears, because we're actually very worried about what will happen if everything goes south. And it all seems to be tipping that way. And we've really got we're putting a lot of hope in one man right now. And hopefully things will go better. I've said it before, I'll say it again. The people who wear the blue ties are great. They're unbelievable at elections, at winning elections. They're awful at running our country. Absolutely awful. Absolutely awful. So we have to think about the possibility of civil unrest, let alone having to go and do things where we don't want to, that we know that we may be prepared to, that we have to prepare to do, but we know we don't want to do. So, all right, guys, I think it is time to pay some bills real quick. I'm going to turn that off, and then I will see you guys in just over a minute. This live stream is sponsored by Land of Land. As preppers, we're always looking for that bug out location, but let's face it, land is getting harder and harder to find. What most don't know is that vacant land is everywhere. The nice thing about vacant land is that there's no leaky roofs, no clogged drains, and nothing to repair. In fact, vacant land can be developed with your dream home in mind, or it could be used as a vacation spot, a remote ranch, or just a campsite. In some cases, you can actually buy land in one day with a credit card. Now, many of us are looking for a bug out location or just a secure spot where the family can gather during a crisis event. I want people to start thinking about land the same way that the preparedness community thinks about precious metals. And that's why I like this company so much, Land of Land. Now, do yourself a favor. I want you to go to landofland.com and get the process started to owning your own land. Okay, hopefully, yeah. And if you guys didn't know that, they are the sponsors for many of these videos that are going to be coming out. So we're going to be doing more of that. You'll see more of that, and as usual, it won't be too intrusive. But so we got to pay the bills. We got to pay the bills, guys. Going and checking the chat on the Rumble side. Looks like here, Paradigm Shift says mental health question mark. Trade your depression for insanity because it's way more fun. And don't ask me how I know. No, we would never do that, Paradigm Shift. Andy Pearson says, I like the concept of those heaters, just have not pulled the trigger to get one. Andy also says regulations by non-electric swamp rats should be high on your list as it is on mine. Yes. I think the mostly the fear of I honestly think that people are done being scared of regulations because they know that, depending on which color tie gets into office in November, one, we're done and we don't care anymore. Screw you, we're done. We're it's time. It's time to do things. It's time for 1776. If the other guy gets in, then we're going to see a drastic reduction in regulations like we did the last time he was in. So we're kind of not worried about it. I think that's my ideology behind or should I say theory? That's my theory behind why the poll is that way. Currently, we have 18 votes. The question is, what aspect of government overreach concerns you most as a prepper? Where loss of personal freedoms is still highest at 56%, surveillance and tracking 28%, seizure of prep 17%, and increased regulations is 0%. We're going to check out the comments on the YouTube side. I think I saw a couple of them pop in there. Jordan says, it's not that I'm not worried about regulations. I'm just more concerned with other things. I got you. Rose says, increased regulations will result from the others. True. Jordan says, civil unrest is scary because you don't know the bad guys. They just look like the good guys. Exactly. And Light Raider, good to see you, bro. I'm here because there's no fear porn. There you go, bro. I don't believe in it. I don't believe it. I just tell the truth and tell you what I'm worried about, and you figure this stuff out yourself. I love how the whole theory behind people being adults really works for most adults. Okay, let's see. We're going to go ahead and jump back on over here, and we're going to talk about government overreach. Now, with government overreach, concerns about government overreach and loss of personal freedoms are prevalent among preppers. They value self-sufficiency and the ability to operate independently from governmental systems. This includes preparing for scenarios where government actions might impede their way of life. That's huge, guys. Preppers often focus on privacy, self-defense, and legal knowledge. Now, some of the key points to that are surveillance. We want to avoid tracking, encrypted communications, privacy tools, anonymous browsing, and secure devices. Self-sufficiency, off-grid living, renewable energy, independent water sources, gardening and homeschooling. And in the legal preparedness area, we want the understanding of rights, legal defense plans, emergency legal contacts, civil liberties, and self-defense laws. Resistance strategies. People don't talk about resistance strategies. Obviously, you have nonviolent protests, you have community organizations, you have civil disobedience, and that has actually happened in the past quite more than people know. Alternative governance and information dissemination. Then you have securing your finances. Well, you do that with decentralized banks, cryptocurrencies, precious metals, cash reserves, and a barter system. So having that ability to be multifaceted instead of focusing, basically the whole CBDC idea is bad. It's bad in every way. Even if we lived in a perfect world where everybody was nice, happy door, hunky dory, and tra la la, let's hold hands and our ponytail flop in the wind. It still wouldn't work because at some point somebody would use it as a weapon, and or even worse, a business or a corporation would use it as a weapon. And we're already starting to see some of that stuff. Let's see here. Paradigm Shift says, unless you show up at my door, I don't bother with the regulations or the regulators. I do what I want and keep quiet about it. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of truth to that paradigm shift. Let's see here. Bradley says, what's Bradley saying here? I would say that it's not illegal if you don't get caught. Least of my concerns. Yes, absolutely. People that are just running around. It's a great comment, Bradley. It's a great comment. People that are just running around. I don't know. People that are just running around looking for regulations to follow, like they're in fear that they're somehow breaking the law, or breaking a regulation that's not really a law. Those are some loathsome people. I hate to say it. They're kind of live in fear most of their lives, and it's kind of scary. So if you have anything to do with a person like that, you might want to just kind of keep them at arm's length, because those are the kind of people that will get you in trouble when you've done something that's innocent. The last thing you need, I guess I hate to say this, but the last thing you need to have is a witness, especially one who's left leaning, a witness to a crime that had no victim. Yeah. Okay, let's see here. Climate change, guys. We got to think about climate change. And if we don't, screw that. We're not talking about climate change. Screw them. Technological failures. I'd put that section in there, but because we do have people that believe that climate change is real. Just because you're a prepper doesn't mean that you don't believe that climate change isn't real. So, but I'm not going to talk about that, because I don't know. It just seems a little fruitless in this day and age with all the stuff that's going on. All right, I need to take that down, Bradley. There we go. Let's see here. Technological failures. Preppers are aware of the potential for technological failures, such as power grid blackouts or cyber attacks. They prepare for scenarios where critical infrastructure might fail, leading to widespread disruption, ensuring access to essential services and maintaining communications are key priorities. This includes having backup systems and alternative technologies, power outages, generators, solar panels, battery backups, fuel storage, and manual tools. When we talk about cybersecurity, firewalls, antivirus software, secure passwords, encrypted communications, and data backups. If we talk about communication, the use of ham radios, satellite phones, walkie-talkies, emergency networks, and signal flares. Okay, signal flares. Okay. Where the hell did I type that? Signaling devices. Water supply, hand pumps, rainwater collection, water purification, storage tanks, and alternative sources. Heating and cooling, wood stoves, propane heaters, thermal blankets, insulation, and portable fans. All right, let's go ahead and go to the chat right here. And let's see here. Bradley's on, where are we at? Nowhere. Bradley's on a roll. Bottom line, climate changes daily. Yes, absolutely. Totally true, my friend. Climate always has and always will change. Very true, West Virginia Pappy. Let's see. Okay, it looked like that. The chat is flat. Do me a favor, guys. Type the number 1 in the chat. It will wake it up and send people our way. Current score is 21-14. YouTube is winning right now. Okay, let's see here. And if we go back to the poll, why is my mouse doing weird stuff? There we go. I have a new mouse. I have a new mouse, guys. It's actually wired. Okay, and we go back to the poll. 58% still believe that loss of personal finance or personal freedoms. 26% on surveillance and tracking. 16% on seizure of preps, and 0% on increased regulations. Okay. All right. Let's talk about coffee, because I love coffee. Oh, all right. So, food security. Thank you all for putting the effort in. And Catitude, boom, you're going to get a shout out. Boom, Catitude's on it. There we go. There we go. All right, let's go. Food security, guys. Food security can mean a lot of things. So let's get the blurb out and then kind of go in a little bit deeper. So, ensuring a stable and reliable food source. I need to change like that. Ensuring a stable and reliable food supply is a major focus for preppers. That's right. They understand the potential for disruptions in the food supply chain and the importance of self reliance. Preppers often grow their own food, preserve harvests, and store supplies for long term use. Emphasis is placed on nutrition, variety, and sustainability. Okay. Okay. Now, when we talk about these things, let's talk about gardening, raised beds, greenhouses, crop rotation, heirloom seeds, and companion planting. Companion planting, if you guys don't know what that is, please Google it because it's really, really cool. It's science that really works. If we talk about food preservation, we definitely have to talk about canning, dehydrating, freeze drying, fermenting, and vacuum sealing the food. If we talk about livestock, chickens, rabbits, goats, aquaponics, and beekeeping. And obviously, foraging should be. I think foraging is something I really, really want to do, but I just don't have time, and I'm scared to death that the guides aren't right. But with foraging, we need to look at wild edibles, medicinal plants, identification skills. That's the key thing to foraging, guys, is identification skills, because you don't want to get dead. The seasonal harvests and safe practices, because with foraging, guys, if you know where all the stuff is, you can do what they call a seasonal harvest. Like, it's best to get everything's going to bloom like at this time. It's almost like a cherry tree. You guys didn't know this about cherry trees? The animals or the birds are attracted to cherry trees because they won't touch the cherries until they turn red. Once they turn red, you got to get in there. You got to net those things off. You got to get as many cherries as you can, because inside of 1 to 2 days, every cherry will be gone off a fully grown, mature cherry tree. It's crazy. Nutrition. We talk about nutrition. We need to talk about a balanced diet, if we can, with the food that we eat, the variety of the food that we eat, the nutritional density of our food, and dietary supplements, as well as meal planning. We need to think about that. When we talk about dietary supplements, guys, there's actually a study that's been released in the last month that says that taking vitamins does not extend your life in any way, shape, or form. And I really started thinking about that, because I have vitamins that I take. I take my B, I take, was it B12? I take C, and I take the D. And then I take my brain pill from Walmart, which I may be upping my game to another brand here shortly, but that's fine. I take an allergy pill, and I think that's it. I think that's it. But they've said that it does not extend your life. But here's what I'll tell you: in a survival situation, in an SHTF situation, in a situation where you're not exactly sure if that freeze-dried food is really giving you the nutritional value that it's supposed to be, it's good to have those vitamins. Get yourself some compressed dry vitamins. Multivitamins, I don't know that I actually recommend that. There's been lots of studies that have shown that the multivitamins are almost all filler, that they don't actually have the, because they're not actually regulated by the FDA, that they actually don't have as much of the stuff in them that they're supposed to. I think if I was going to put my name next to any real vitamin, I would, what is the name? What's the name of that vitamin that they give old people? Put that in the chat. That's the one that I want to take. That's, matter of fact, I think I should probably, is it Geritol? I think it's Geritol, not geriatric. That's hilarious. It's Geritol, but you get that Geritol Gold, and that stuff is loaded with Centrum. No, it's not Centrum, and I don't know anything about Centrum, but that's not what I'm talking about. Geritol, but you get that Gold plan, man. And start taking those vitamins, you start feeling like $1 million. I forgot all about that. I think I need to start doing that. I have some, I actually have some in my preps that I haven't touched in forever because I forgot, because I'm so used to taking the individual vitamins. It's like a regiment that me and the girlfriend do every morning. But anyway, vitamins, guys, dietary supplements, things like that. You should definitely be doing that. Where are we at here? Paradigm Shift says, I have a 10-year supply of assorted coffee and teas. It's all about the drug caffeine. Vacuum and oxy absorbers are great things. Yes, exactly. I mean, once the tea's dried out, you're good. The coffee won't really stay as long as we would like it to, but you can still make that coffee last at least a year. Most people say 6 months, but I've opened coffee that's a year old, well, I do beans, so I do a year old grind or roast them and grind them, and I've had no problems. Let's see here. He also says, Paradigm Shift, are you a girl or are you a man or a woman? I'm kind of curious because I keep saying him. Foraging was proven non-viable back in the dirty 30s when wildlife was eradicated from most places and wild edibles were wiped out by over-harvesting. Yeah, I get you, man. But here's the thing: that's when they were like, they had knowledge. They already had knowledge of all this stuff. You know, kids knew what berries were. They don't know what they are now. So it's kind of like this hidden. It's going to be like this hidden forest of food, basically, for these people. You know. So something to think about. And West Virginia Pappy says freeze-dried coffee. Yes, absolutely. I still tell people to go buy the freeze-dried coffee that they sell at the $1.25 tree store. And because that stuff, the seal on the seals that they use on that coffee is awful. But you can easily either replace the seal or just pour the freeze-dried coffee into a Mylar bag, hit it with an oxygen absorber, and that freeze-dried coffee is going to last forever as long as you maintain it in a good storage space. Let's see here. Paradigm Shift says your local field mill will have 1 pound bags of electrolytes with vitamins for your animals. 1 bag prepares 1,700 liters of water, and it's very affordable. Well, you said for your animals. Can humans consume that, Paradigm Shift? Let me know in the comments there. Star says 4. Star says research, forage, dry, put in capsule. I got you. Okay. All right, let's see here. You still haven't answered me, Paradigm Shift. All right, let's see here. And then where are we at here? Energy. I am an animal. That does not help me. You are not being helpful. Okay, you are not being helpful, young lady. How's that feel? Let's see. Energy independence. Looks like the poll has shifted, guys. The poll has shifted. The loss of personal freedoms is up to 60% now. Surveillance and tracking, 25%, and seizure of preps is at 15%. And let's see here. But we're up to 20 votes, which is great. And if you guys have not hit that thumbs up button, please do that now. All right. So now we're going to talk about energy independence. Preppers prioritize becoming energy independent to avoid reliance on external sources. They invest in renewable energy solutions and backup power. Energy independence ensures that they can maintain essential functions during disruptions. This involves a combination of technology, conservation, and alternative methods. Now, some of the things that we can talk about are the common sense ones like solar power. You guys know I'm a big believer in solar power. The panels, the batteries, the inverters, even solar cookers. You guys have seen. I have one of those. Those things are awesome. I need to get that out of storage and cook something for you guys. And solar water heaters. Then we talk about wind power, turbines, microgrids, off-grid systems, wind mapping, and maintenance. Then we also talk about fuel storage because pretty much I think everybody's got a generator, to be honest with you. I think everybody should have one. Turn the generator off after, stop using that generator after, in probably 3 days in an shtf because it's going to get really quiet. All right. But anyway, so fuel storage, propane, gasoline, diesel, kerosene, and biofuels. Also alternative energy. And then we get into the stuff nobody actually gets the chance to use, but it's really cool, like hydropower, geothermal, wood stoves, methane digesters, and even some passive solar design. And then one of the things that you have to really think about is energy conservation, not from a touchy-feely Greenpeace tree hugger mentality, but from the common sense, like insulation, energy efficient appliances, LED lighting, passive cooling, maybe even smart thermostats. That's something to think about. We're going to go here. Let's see here. I don't see West Virginia Pappy. Thoughts on a gasifier engine generator? I really love the idea, but I think that's so far out on the fringe that a lot of people don't think about that, West Virginia Pappy. And once again, after 3 days, the noise is noise. You know what I'm saying? I would rather be silent with my solar stuff. Absolutely silent. And then I don't have to worry about anything but the weather. You know, you get yourself a big enough battery bank, you don't have to worry about it. There's a lot of stuff you don't have to worry about anymore. Well, let's see here. And then you could actually use a generator to recharge your batteries if the weather got bad, which, you know, it's all about, cross compartmentalized thinking. So let's see here. And then we've got the final category, which is self-sufficiency skills. We talked about this before. Skills are everything. Acquiring a diverse set of self-sufficiency skills is crucial for preppers. These skills enable them to handle various challenges and maintain independence. Yawns. Oh my God, excuse me. The yawns are getting me today. From basic survival skills to advanced homesteading techniques, preppers focus on continuous learning and practice. Emphasis is placed on versatility, resourcefulness, and adaptability. Some of the things that we need to think about. Survival skills: fire starting, shelter building, navigation, water sourcing, and first aid. If we're talking about homesteading skills, we're talking about animal husbandry. That never sounds right when I say that. Gardening, food preservation, natural building, and off-grid living. And then if we talk about DIY projects, repairing tools, making clothing, woodworking, blacksmithing, and crafting. Really kind of that whole section right there kind of goes back to the day when there was no power. And then health and wellness, herbal medicine, physical fitness, mental resilience, stress management, and self-care. 33 years with the military, and I never once thought about taking care of myself. And that's why I retired. When I realized I needed to take care of myself instead of just the mission all the time, it really changed my life. And I think other people should be looking at that as well. Resourcefulness, upcycling, improvisation, bartering skills, waste reduction, and creative problem solving. So many things as a prepper. All right, so where are we at here? I'm going to check the chat here real quick. Rose says, have multiple skills, but may not be able to do as could when younger, but still have the knowledge plus more to share. Yes, Rose. Knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. See, the thing is you can pass those skills on. You can teach those things. The village elders weren't the village elders because they were old. They were village elders because people respected them because of the knowledge and skills that they had that they could pass on to the next generation. Let that one sink in for a while. Let's see here. West Virginia Pappy says, strong multi-use items. Yes, tools are important. Tools are important. Okay, so we're going to go and the poll is closing out at 20 votes. If you guys have not put anything in the chat yet, do me a favor, type the number 2. It will wake the algorithm up so we can throat punch it really quick. And the final question was, what aspect of government reach concerns you most as a prepper? And we're currently at 60% loss of potential freedoms, and 25% surveillance and tracking, 15% seizure of preps, and 0% on increased regulations. Ain't nobody scared of no regulation, are they? Okay. I think that's going to be about it today, guys. As usual, I'm gonna put it back up there. I'm gonna put it back up there, guys. We're just asking for $1 a person. I mean, the Rose gave $100. I think if Rose can give $100, guys, you guys can give $10, $20. Come on, this family really does need our help. I can't see the number there. If I take my camera, the way the software works, if I take my camera off, let me maybe if I dump this. There we go. I'm going to hit the refresh button, see if anybody did anything. And slackers. We're only 12% there, guys. We need to get up on this. All right, guys. That's going to be about it. As usual, if you like what I'm doing, make sure you guys hit that like, subscribe button. I'll be here Monday through Friday. Yeah, support the channel. There's links below. If you are a Patreon, please remember that we're slowly weaning the Patreon off, and that it would be incumbent upon you to become a member here on YouTube. There's three different plans. I think they're all very realistic and simple to use, and still cheaper than the price of a Starbucks coffee. All right, guys, that's going to be about it for today. Oh, I got 3 comments in there. Okay, have a good one. Thank you, Bradley. Bradley, you have a good one too, my friends. We shall talk to you later. Stay safe. Have a great day, and I'll see you when I see you, which will be tomorrow morning. To my Patreons and members, you guys will see me in the Discord, or you will see a video or 2 possibly today on the member side. We shall talk to you guys later. Have a great day. Bye-bye.